Former Kasarani legislator Elizabeth Ongoro arraigned in court over irregular CDF payment. Slightly over 1 million candidates countrywide prepare for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Exams. The Office of the Director of Prosecutions touts for plea bargains as a way of easing backlog of cases and reducing cost. A good evening and welcome to Breaking Today. I'm Lenny Rashid. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Evelyn Wangui. A plane belonging to Silverstone Air was on Monday forced to make an emergency landing at Eldoret International Airport after a tire fell off during takeoff. In a statement confirming the incident, the airline said the plane, which had 4 passengers on board, was heading to Nairobi from Lodwar, but no injuries were reported. Kenya's Civil Aviation Authority's Air Accident Investigations Department has to this end launched a probe on the airline following a series of incidents risking the safety of its clients. Within a span of 3 weeks, the airline has had 2 major incidents. The first one when its plane with 55 people on board skid off the runway at Nairobi's Wilson Airport during takeoff, leaving some 9 people with injuries. Moving on. All is set for the Kenya Certificate of Primary Education examinations, with candidates across the country today undertaking their rehearsals. According to Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang, measures have been put in place to take care of the flood-affected areas such as Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit and Turkana through the deployment of choppers to transport examination material.
More than 1 million pupils who have registered for this year KCPE are set to commence their examinations tomorrow, with the government on its part taking several measures to ensure that the process is implemented peacefully. Speaking at Nairobi Primary School, Principal Secretary of Education Belio Kipsang affirmed that the government has adequately prepared for the forthcoming exam. Kipsang confirmed that all center managers who have been assigned the task to look after the examinations have already inspected and they are closely working with the supervisors in charge. He further stated that the 479 containers which hold the exams across the country are well protected, confirming the cases of pre-exposure of examinations and delay of exams are not to be expected.
Curriculum support officers who are taking charge of containers, we've been assured across the country that examinations have arrived in all our 479 containers.
In regions like Wajir, Mandera, Marsabit and Turkana, where rains have been experienced lately leading to heavy flooding, the PS said that specific data had been established and adequate measures put in place to enhance a smooth process, among them being deployment of choppers.
And again, as I mentioned earlier, we have mobilized adequately. If there will be any school that will require examination materials to be dropped by the aircrafts that we have already failed in the regions, then that will be done.
Dr. Mansi Karoge, next CEO, stated that everything was set and urged students to remain calm and composed as they undertake their exam.
Come and do their best. And as we prepare for KCPE, we are telling the candidates there is 100% transition to secondary schools and they will be accommodated.
She also emphasized that there will be 100% transition from primary level to high school slots. Karogo further sent a warning to anybody who will attempt to indulge in exam malpractices that they will be caught. Betholongidi, Switch TV.
A meeting between ODM BBI champions and Jubilee youth who are coming together in support of ODM candidate Bernard Imran Okoth have come out to condemn politicians who are shooting down the BBI report even before it's launched. They term the move as divisive and uncalled for.
The youths aligned both from ODM and Jubilee parties believe they are going to deliver Kibra from politics of division and ethnicity, showing that indeed that the two camps can work together.
From where the divisions began to where we are, the conversations, the debates we are going to have about the report will steer the country towards the path of prosperity, of unity, and of peace. And that is what you've heard the Prime Minister say, that is what they want to bequeath to the future generations.
Both youth-led teams were before the Building Bridges Initiative Committee, where they suggested a range of recommendations.
The report is not yet out, and the report will be released, launched in a grand plan, where the President, the Prime Minister former, and all the leaders of this country shall gather and launch it for all to see. This report is not to be kept in the shelves.
The two teams sent warnings to those already against a document that has not been made public, the BBI, saying they are misleading the public.
Is nothing else but renewal of hope to all young people across the country so that they can be sure the country is coming back to where it was. Singapore, Malaysia will be a history of the past. We shall be Kenya, setting trend on ourselves for the rest of Africa and the world.
Optimistic about the BBI recommendations, the youth believe it is going to be a new beginning for the country. The Jubilee Party youths early this month vowed to throw their weight behind ODM candidate Imran Okoth in the Kibra by-election. They say they snubbed Jubilee candidate McDonald Mariga in the spirit of the handshake.
Kenya Power has today launched the Liveline maintenance program that is meant to reduce planned electricity shutdowns, enhance stability of power supply and improve revenue generation. During the pilot phase 8 insulated trucks and 3 digger derricks were also acquired. Following the success of the pilot phase, the World Bank has funded the program to a tune of 2 billion Kenyan shillings for procurement of additional insulated trucks, tools and accessories, training of staff in Liveline maintenance techniques and establishment of a laboratory for testing Liveline equipment. A total of 144 Liveline maintenance staff have been trained through this funding, bringing the total number of Liveline staff to more than 200. Today's launch signifies the rollout of the Liveline maintenance program to all Kenya Power's operational regions across the country. A total of 32 trucks were flagged off to various regions.
Following the success of this pilot phase, World Bank came on board with a funding of USD 20 million, 2 billion Kenya shillings for the procurement of insulated platforms that you are seeing here, tools and accessories, the establishment of a testing facility, and training of staff in distribution Liveline techniques.
The equipment that we are launching today are part of, were financed under one of the World Bank projects called Kenya Electricity Modernization Project, which was approved by the World Bank board in 2015. Okay, why modernization? That project is for an amount of $257 million. Kenya Power is implementing about 95% of that 250 million. Part of that was for the modernization of itself, of the distribution network, the operations of the distribution.
Victoria Kior, once a religious and language teacher going about her day-to-day business, has now been bedridden for close to 4 years. This is after she was diagnosed with a rare bone disease that has changed her life completely. Here's her compelling story.
Like any traditional African home, Victoria Kior welcomes us to her house with a photo album that takes us through her life's memory lane. From these, we get a glimpse of her life in a nutshell, all from the comfort of her bed. Her broad smile and the aura of energy around her could for a moment get you thinking that everything was all right and she was just resting. Moments later, we get to the purpose of our visit, and step by step she takes us through the process of how she got wind of her current condition.
Na wakati mmoja nikitembea na kwa barabara tu nilisikia maumivu mengi sana kwa mguu. Sasa kwenda kuangaliwa nikapatikana kwamba mguu umevunjika. Mwenyewe sikuwa nimejua kwamba mguu umevunjika. Siku ya kwenda kuwekwa plaster, nikawekwa plaster, na nilipokuwa ninatolewa kwa gari baada ya kuwekwa plaster. Wale walikuwa wananitoa kwa gari kwa sababu sasa nimewekwa mguu plaster, nikavunjika mkono. Sasa ikabidi nirudishwe hospitali same day.
Ni kuanguka ulianguka?
Walikuwa wananitoa tu kwa gari. Sasa kunishika mkono ukavunjika. Sasa kurudi tena daktari akashangaa, nimekuweka mguu plaster umerudi tena.
A series of bones breakages alarmed the doctors attending to her, who decided to conduct further tests. She was diagnosed by her doctor, who later concluded that her parathyroid glands were contributing to an imbalance of calcium levels in her body, which in turn weakened her bones, making them fragile. The solution to this, according to her doctor, was to undergo an operation in which the parathyroid glands would be removed. Little did she know that the surgery would be the source of her tribulations.
Nikalazwa Kenyatta na nikafanyiwa upasuaji, zile parathyroids zikatolewa. Sasa wakatoa wakasema nitakuwa sina shida ya matatizo ya calcium, lakini baada ya kutoa parathyroids ndio shida sasa ikaanza.
The breaking of bones has since been a painful ordeal for her, and persons attending to her have to be really cautious since the slightest pressure on her would result to a fracture of her bones. At the moment, she has 2 fractured thighs, a fractured hand and a blood clot in one of her feet that leaves her lying at the same position the better part of any day.
2016 nikawa siwezi simama, miguu ikawa hata kutembea kufanya nini ndio nilianza kulemewa. Kutoka 2015 nilikuwa kiasi kidogo, lakini sasa 2016 ndio nikalala kabisa.
So kuanzia 2016 umekuwa ukipumzika kwa kitanda sasa?
Throughout. Nimekuwa kwa kitanda, bedridden completely. Bila kuamka, bila kufanya nini, bila kutembea, nimekaa tu. Na kwa sababu sasa kama 2018 ndio nimefika mahali nikawa siwezi turn, siwezi.
She also has to lie on her back all day, all night, without turning either to the left or to the right. It's from here that she has her meals, relieves herself, watches television, handles phone calls, and most importantly, reads her Bible, which she says is the only thing that gives her hope to soldier on. She can do nothing on her own and depends entirely on her son, who has to quit his job to take care of her.
Angalia kushoto, kulia, ama kulala na tumbo kwa sababu ya mapaja yamevunjika. Sasa inabidi tu nilale tu nikiangalia juu kutoka Monday up to Sunday.
So hivi ndio unakuanga?
Nakuwa tu hivyo from Monday to Sunday.
Na shughuli zako za kila siku unaziendeleza kivipi? Kama kula labda, haja?
The same.
Alafu umetaja
sasa niko tu pale sina mahali pa kwenda.
For now, Kio's only way out of the nightmare is a series of operations that will not only be painful but also costly. According to her doctors, before anything else is done, the clot in her right foot is of utmost urgency, since the more it remains unattended, the more problematic it will become. Her right foot, which is now permanently bent sideways, will also have to be operated on to be straightened. She will for now have to persevere the excruciating daily pain as she takes series of supplements to get her bones hard enough for an operation. Hospital bills are also too high for her, and with a few savings left, she has bought some supplements which she can afford. Her only hope being that well-wishers will come to her rescue and deliver her from the nightmare via donations.
Ninafikiria sana, lakini ninaomba Mungu niondoe ama nitapona. Nina matumaini nitapona.
Ningependa kuambia well-wishers wale wako hapo nje, wakuje tusaidie kwa hii condition tuko, na ikiwezekana kama kuna mtu ana uwezo anaweza kujitolea mwenyewe, anaweza kumpeleka nje au hapa locally, nda appreciate sana, ndio niweze kumuona kesho na kesho kutwa yake, ni kesho kutwa yangu ikuwe mzuri.
Niko na paybill number ni 560014 account Vicky Medical. Pia niko na M-Pesa number 0722348314. Nirudie tena 0722348314. Shika Junior.
To many, a bed means rest, but to Kio, this has become a jail that she one day hopes to be free from. Her one wish is to one day sit up comfortably and serve her son too, who has been there for her all along. David Kagina, Switch TV.
We're taking a short break now. We'll be right back with lots more. Keep it switch. Welcome back to Breaking Today. Former Kasarani Member of Parliament Elizabeth Ngoro, her husband Ferdinand Masha and 19 other individuals were on Monday released on a bond by a Milimani Law Court after they were arraigned for allegations of embezzling approximately 49 million Kenyan shillings meant for a construction of Kasarani Girls High School that never happened.
8 out of 21 suspects alleged in stealing 48.9 million Kenyan shillings meant for construction of Kasarani Girls High School were released on cash bail, awaiting formation of the case on 4th of September. Those with 5 counts of charges were released on cash bail of 2.5 million, and those with 3 counts were released on 2 million cash bail.
In setting the terms of bail at board in this case, the court has considered, among others, the following. 1. The nature of these charges being corruption and economic crimes. The value of the entire subject matter of this trial which the accused persons face.
Former Kasarani Member of Parliament Elizabeth Ngoro and 12 others, however, were represented by their lawyers but ordered by the court that they appear at the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission on Friday.
They shall not contact witnesses in this case, that is number 5. For the accused persons who have not taken plea, they are directed to present themselves to EACC on or before Friday, 2nd of November 2019. There will be no order for service of summons.
Ngoro was the patron of Kasarani National Government Constituency Development Fund Committee when she was the MP from 2007 to 2013 and was part of the Kasarani Girls High School project that was conceptualized by the area CDF committee, where 48.9 million Kenyan shillings was allocated to aid and paid out, but the school does not exist. In addition to the alleged embezzlement, the suspects were charged of failing to follow procurement laws. The case will be mentioned on 4th of September, and all the suspects have been ordered to present themselves in court. Giverson Minor, Switch TV.
Equity Bank Kenya and AGCO, a U.S. company which owns the Macy Ferguson brand, have today signed a partnership agreement that will see their customers get up to 80% financing payable within 48 months on the Macy Ferguson tractors and accompanying implements. Through the sole franchise holder, FMD East Africa financing will be provided to both businesses and individuals for Macy Ferguson tractors and complementing implements. The partnership will facilitate the farmers to have quick turnaround time on loan applications, as well as the comfort of having quality equipment on their farms. Equity Bank is giving customers who qualify for the financing to purchase the tractors under the partnership terms.
Go-to tractor. But they have been working with Equity Bank on getting a finance package, which is one of the challenges we have when you want to adopt good farming practices. It needs investment.
The bank started by discounting receipts from tea, and we've been on that journey. We still believe as our purpose is to transform lives and livelihoods. 70 to 75% of Kenyans are involved in agriculture in one way or another.
The FKF Electoral Board's Appeals Committee has on Monday opened its doors to any disputes concerning the nomination exercise, which culminated on Wednesday last week. The committee is set to listen to appeals and disputes submitted to it between today, Monday and Wednesday, after which the committee will issue verdicts which will be final and binding. The board had earlier on Thursday last week revealed a preliminary list of candidates for the county and national elections after the appeals and disputes window elapses. The board is expected to publish a final list of candidates on the 2nd of November 2019 ahead of the polls. Voter verification, meanwhile, will be done between the 4th of November and the 9th of November 2019. Kenya Volleyball Federation champions General Service Unit and Kenya Prisons are the winners of the Nandi County tournament staged at Kapsabet Showground. GSU routed their arch rivals Kenya Prisons in a 3-1 thrilling duel to lift the men's title. It was the second time in less than 2 days that the paramilitary side beat the prison warders. In the women's competition, Kenya Prisons edged Kenya Commercial Bank to claim the title. KCB lost the opening set 18-25 but stepped up their game and managed to grab the second 25-18. The experienced wardresses returned to pile pressure on the bankers in subsequent sets, winning 22-25, 20-25 for a 3-1 win. Moving on, Arsenal stumbled to a draw against Crystal Palace despite being 2-0 up within 10 minutes at the Emirates as the pressure begins to mount on manager Unai Emery. However, the Spanish manager believes his team deserved to win at home. Elsewhere, Liverpool manager Jurgen Klopp said he was really happy about his team's performance following their 2-1 win against Spurs at Anfield.
Early goal is obviously not the best thing what can happen, but sometimes it makes one thing clear. Game on, super game. It's just how football should look, how you should play against a really strong, good organized side with the threat constantly in your mind that each ball you lose will possibly end up in front of your own goal.
We were playing today again a very good team. I think Liverpool is one of the best teams in Europe, and of course the team was really competitive. To complain because, you know, I need to accept the decision from the referee and the VAR. Technically, maybe it's penalty because there is a contact, but to be honest.
Anthony Davis scored 25 of his 29 points in the first half, and the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the visiting Charlotte Hornets 120-101 on Sunday night at Staples Center. Davis also had 14 rebounds and 3 blocks. LeBron James scored 20 points, dished out 12 assists, and grabbed 6 rebounds. Dwight Howard delivered a solid effort off the bench, scoring 16 points on 8 of 8 shooting, grabbing 10 rebounds and blocking 4 shots.
Put home by McGee. Here come a 3-on-3. Down the middle goes LeBron all the way. Scoop. Doesn't score. Chips it up. No. Taken by Zeller.
You know, LeBron left his feet that time to pass. They took the lane away. He was so high in the air, he had time to change his mind and take a shot.
We close our bulletin from our news director, Wellington Nyangwesa, our sign language interpreter, Evelyn Wangui, and our news editor, Nicholas Mwangi, and myself, and the entire team here. Do enjoy the rest of your viewing. Keep it switch.